Hey, is this me? I can't tell.
I have an album review. What are you doing? You're fucking watching it. Hold on. Yeah, you clicked on it. Abysmal Dawn's Obsolescence. Their new record. October 28, 2014. Their fourth record. Relapse Records. Weekly Metal Reviews. Reviewing it. I'm gonna do this whole album review like this. Just kidding. Yeah. This is the new record from Abysmal Dawn, and I love Abysmal Dawn. I'm just gonna flat out say that. They're one of my favorite death metal bands. Leveling the Plane of Existence is, and I'm being dead serious right now when I say this, it is one of my top 5 favorite death metal albums of all time. Just saying. I absolutely adore that record, and I really like their other one, Programmed to Consume. I haven't listened to their very first one, From Ashes, too much, just a couple songs here and there. I should probably do that though. But so I was incredibly stoked when they announced this record and when they released the very first track, Inanimate, which is, to be honest with you, probably my favorite track on here because of that fucking riff. And that's one thing about Abysmal Dawn. Is, you know, I just reviewed Obituary, and I said how I loved how it was simple, how the riffs were simple. But, you know, sometimes, you know, it's nice to see a band being simple. But I think Abysmal Dawn does a good job of blending technicality with simplicity, in that their riffs are rather simple most of the time, but they can have some very technical and very creative and weird riffs sometimes. But they don't overdo it. And that's one thing I loved about this band, and they do that on here. Inanimate is that main riff is so fucking sweet, and it's so heavy. And when the whole band kicks in, the beat's just kind of slower, mid-tempo. You're just like, fuck, this is awesome. And then the vocals come in on top of it from Charles Elliott, and I love his vocals. I love his style, and it just makes it so much better. Excuse me. In Service of Time is my favorite Abysmal Dawn song because of that main riff and because of the vocals and because of the way it all puts together. And this song, Inanimate, reminds me of that track because in the middle they get fucking technical, and the riff is very just awesome, and it makes you air guitar and just yes. In Service of Time, same one. So that's one reason why that's my favorite track on here. But there's some other really good fucking songs on here. The first track, Human Obsolescence, I believe, is a very good song. 1% Incomplete, Devouring the Essence of God, By the Demons. There's, I believe it's 1% Incomplete, has a very crunchy fucking riff in the beginning, and Abysmal Dawn writes some good fucking riffs. They just write good music, but good riffs, man, and they are there. Another thing that's fantastic about this band is the solo work. The soloing is fantastic on all of their fucking records, but this one really stands out to me. I just love the style of the solos that are going on. They're just very well written and well executed. And you know me, I love well written solos, not just jerking off on your guitar. One thing I have to say that's odd about this is Night's Blood is a bonus track, and I don't know why. That song is absolutely fucking killer. And I don't know why it's a bonus track, bro. Like, I mean, it's only the 10th track. Fuck it, man. Put it on the fucking CD. I don't understand that. I'm just throwing that out there because that's a really, really good song. There's just a lot of moments on here that make you bang your head, and to me, when Abysmal Dawn is, firing on all cylinders, they're one of the top bands in death metal, in my opinion. And there are moments on here where they really are firing on all cylinders. And I will have to say, though, that I don't think this record is as good as Leveling the Plane of Existence. And maybe that's just because I love that record. I listen the shit out of it. But I do think this is a very solid album. I'm not going to say this album sucks. It feels every once in a while, every couple songs, something's just missing from it. Just something ever so slightly that was there on Leveling the Plane of Existence. But I do think there are some really solid songs on here. There's a lot of really good hooks, both through the vocals and the guitars. And that's one thing that I think Abysmal Dawn's great at. They're great at putting great songs together. One thing that also stood out to me, as I mentioned, I really like Charles Elliott as a vocalist. And on here, he gets more guttural. He gets more brutal, you could say. Which I thought was awesome. I love his high screams. And he stays more mid-range most of the time, but now he's getting lower, and it's fucking cool. And when he does it, it really works out great. And I hope that on future records from this band, that he continues to evolve that part of his range, because it's really good. And it adds variety to it, and it's certainly appreciated in my opinion. What else to say? There's just a lot of really good songs on this record. Some of my favorites are what I already said: Inanimate, 1% Incomplete, Devouring the Essence of God, By the Demons, Night's Blood, all of them really, but a couple, like Perfect Slavery's okay, but yeah, whatever. I'm going to give this album a solid 8 out of 10. I think it's a really good album, man. And you should definitely support this band and check this fucking record out, because it's good. Coming up, reviews of Unearth, At the Gates, Nebulous Scars, Beyond Creation, Mind Maze. There's so many more. I can't think of more.